Happy New Year, Mr. Ray Rican, and it's the first show of 2023. I hope you guys had a great New Year Day, and hope you guys had a great Christmas. Took a little bit of a break, took the kids out on vacation, and um, the family and I went on vacation, and here I am. I know I was going to start on Mondays, but with it being a holiday, it's more difficult with the kids and wanting to do stuff with them. So you got to balance family and work life. And I consider this an enjoyable job. So, anyways, let's get down to business and let's talk about what happened, um, what's been going on. Um, if you're watching this for the first time, thank you, and hope you would like and subscribe to the channel. Or if you're on Rumble, give me a Rumble and follow me on there. Um, and there we go. Let's start. Let's get down to it. Uh, the big news of the day: the vote for House Speaker. And I have to say, go say, McCarthy allies Foles huddle as GOP scrambles to find a House Speaker. And here's where I go. Here's the irony of when the left and the media call people on the right in a cult. Okay. People don't go against their cult leader. Okay. Uh, I'll go with this. Here's the first Trump uh, on Truth. He put some really good conversations took place last night, and it's now time for all of our great Republican House members to vote for Kevin, close the deal, take the victory, and watch crazy Nancy Pelosi fly back home to a very broken California, the only speaker in U.S. history to have lost the House twice. Republicans do not turn a great triumph into a giant and embarrassing defeat. It's time to celebrate. You deserve it. Kevin McCarthy will do a good job and maybe even a great job. Just watch. No, thank you, Trump. You are a disappointment right now. And here's why. Um, here's why I say he's a disappointment. You said drain the swamp, and now you're kissing the ass of the swamp. I don't know what game Trump is playing, but I don't like it. Okay. You can't say, here's a guy, Mike McCarthy, from California. Okay. So he's a California Republican. Same thing as a New York Republican for the most part. You're not getting a really, you, you're getting a squishy, moderate Republican. You're getting a Republican that will, it's actually for power is um now what from what I understand, he's conversing with Democrats to try to get a consensus candidate instead of talking with his own party. The first vote, people voted for Jim Jordan, right? Jim Jordan. Jeffries is the Republican. I the Democrat, Jim Jordan, which would be great. Why don't if and Jim Jordan pushed McCarthy probably because he doesn't want to look like a snake. He doesn't want to. He's playing the game, and I get that's what Trump's trying to do. But if anything, if McCarthy had any integrity and wasn't part of the problem that's going on in Washington, he would have just been like, you know what, Jim, let's just get behind you. There's people. I'll get the people who are behind me to support you, and we'll do a coalition. I'll help you be the best speaker that you could be. Because here's the problem: we don't trust McCarthy. Most of us don't. And Trump, I don't know what the hell he's doing here. And then there was another candidate here where he goes, apparently there was some fake post that was being put around saying that Trump was backpedaling and whatnot. But here's what he put in truth. I've always supported Byron Donalds, have consistently endorsed him for Congress, and in fact feel that I was a primary reason he entered politics in the first place. He's a young man with a great future. With all that being said, the story and statement that was put out that I endorsed Byron for Speaker of the House is fake and fraudulent. He will have his day and it will be a big one, but not now. This was a time for Trump to, even though this was fake, maybe, maybe show some humility and go, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong about McCarthy. You can't drain a swamp by putting in a swamp creature. It's stuff. It shows me, and this is why I'm gonna, I'm leaning toward DeSantis, which I was, anyways, but now it's even more because look, if you're going to, Happy New Year, George. Um, who do I feel should be speaker? I would like Jim Jordan. I think that's. I love when he questions people in committee meetings and all that. I love the fire he shows. Um, I don't know much about this other guy here. He's a new congressman, but there's one thing I want to talk about him because I want to show the hypocrisy of CNN, which surprise, surprise. Um, but I want you to see the despicableness of CNN, right? Because here goes. Let's see. Did they change it now? Okay. So here goes. Byron Donalds. They did change it now. Did I keep that article? Lucky I did keep the article that they posted. Literally right next to each other, right here, and it had here Byron Donalds, who is the Hard Right's new nominee for Speaker. Right next to it, right below it, literally right below it. So here's that article is, who is the Hard Right's new nominee for the Speaker, right? Notice it's a black man. They don't talk about, oh, well, the Republicans could have the first, if McCarthy would step back, the Republicans could have the first black leader of Congress. But no, what do they put right below it? Hakeem Jeffries to make history as the first black lawmaker to lead a party in Congress. Guess what? That could be Byron if CNN would push McCarthy. But they don't. Because why? Because McCarthy and Jeffries, they all play the CNN game. They're on the same team there. They're in the same team. And to me, they just, like I said, it shows the hypocrisy. It's like they don't care. They only care when someone's black, when it's someone that's on their team. That's why Joe Biden in his gaffes when he was running for president, especially in 2020, he said when he told Charlemagne, right? Charlemagne the God, that's what he calls himself. Um, he told him, "You ain't black if you don't vote for me, you ain't black." Well, he got killed for that, rightfully so. But that's how Democrats look at black people and Latino people who don't vote for them. I mean, I got it myself. I remember I shared a post on Instagram because uh, someone told me that, oh, your ancestors must be ashamed of you. and she was Mexican. So it was about this whole trans kid stuff. And I told her, I said, your ancestors must be proud since they sacrificed their children to the gods. And I didn't get a response. Not surprised, um, but that's what's going on. I mean, you look at you look at the news, and this is why I go. People don't get it, unless you stay in your tribe, you don't see the hypocrisy, especially when it comes to the left. You don't see your blind allegiance, because here it goes. It's like you talk, like I said, the left talks about a cult, but for each vote, you did not get one dissenting Democrat, not one. They know he can't win without Republican support, but there was no deviation. Same thing happened when Nancy Pelosi was elected. People thought the squad were going to fight back. The squad didn't do shit. They got in line. Ugh. I go back and forth, George, about term limits. We, oh, I go back and forth on term limits just because the fact that you have bad people that get elected, but you also have good people. You have like Ron Paul that was in Congress for what, like 20 years? But if I would do term limits, I'd say for Congress, I say six six terms in the House, 2 terms in the Senate. That's how I would do it, because since the Senate is 12 years and the House is two. So, let's say that would limit someone to 24 years um, in Congress. Now, if they want to go and do something in their own state, which a lot of these people, that's how they start. They usually start local. They don't go straight to house like AOC did. That's a rarity. Usually there'll be like a city council person or a state state council person. Excuse me for a second. What the hell? But yeah, so but that's what so yeah, to answer your question, I go back and forth just because, like I said, I see the positives, I see the negatives, because it doesn't matter. These politicians get bought and sold. The only reason I'm for term limits is because when I'm more for term limits is because the fact that usually people just keep getting elected, good or bad. People complain about Congress, but the same damn people getting voted in. The Nancy Pelosi's of the world. How long? Let's see. Let's see real quick. Let me close this out for 1 second. I am going to check. Let's see. Nancy Pelosi. How long has she been a member of the House? Because you also have like Mitch McConnell, which I'm going to show a picture here of Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell. He's a senator. Okay, so here's Nancy Pelosi. Let's see. She's represented congressional in the United States. Wow. So she's been in the House for over 30 years. Let's see here. Hold up, where it says it here. Let's see. Add this to the stream. Just so people could see. But it says it right here. Look. It says here she She has represented California's 11th congressional district in the United States House of Representatives since 1987. The district numbered as the 5th district from 1987 to 1993, the 8th from 1993 to 2013, and the 12th from 2013 to 2023 includes most of the city of San Francisco. So for 35 years, she's been in the Senate, in the House. You have Mitch McConnell, just as bad, has been the senator of Kentucky since 1985. And let me see, did he ever serve in? I just want to see if he ever served as a in the. Let me see. No, let me see. No, it looks like he was a judge. Um, Early career. Here we go. Let's see. So McConnell, deputy. So he was just an attorney general. That's what it looks like. Deputy attorney general. 1977 was elected Jefferson County judge executive, the top political office in Jefferson County, Kentucky. Reelected in 81. And then elected in 1984. So that's how long. I don't understand how they continue to increase the income in a job that isn't supposed to pay well. Well, that's the whole thing, George. It doesn't pay well. What pays well is the inside information they get, and the sweetheart deals like they get here. Look, I wanted. It's funny. I'm showing this. I was talking about McConnell, but here's a tweet that I had brought up. This is why 20 Republicans need to keep fighting. McConnell and 17 other rhinos kneecapped House GOP leverage until September. This has to stop. And it goes, Biden and McConnell make bipartisan visit to Kentucky. You know, and if you see there, he was going there to tout projects for Kentucky. Which, look, listen, I understand as a senator you want to bring money and stuff to your state, but at what cost? You just screwed over your party. You screwed over your party. They had you had no incentive to make a bill pass, other than I wonder what it went into your pocket. That's my question. What went into McConnell's pocket? Um, but we all know Biden. Biden's the same way. All these, all these people who go into Congress, they do some shady stuff. They get insider trading. I know, like Biden, he used to get, his brother and his family, as he rose in political power, kept seeing more and more money. The irony behind Biden's probably can't make as much money because he's under, now that he's president, he's probably under more scrutiny. So, his son, the best his son could do right now was those pictures, because now his son can't work at corporations because now they're under scrutiny, especially after all the bullshit the media pulled with Trump's kids. But that's how they increase their money. They get kickbacks. Their family members get jobs. I think, was it Mitch McConnell's wife? Let me see something. Mitch McConnell's wife, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Does it say his wife? Let's see. Personal life. Early life. No. Pull up personal life. Let's see. So his wife is an American business and former government official, a member of the Republican Party. She serves as the 18th Secretary of Treasury and on the Secretary of Transportation in the Trump administration. She was born in Taiwan. Chow was raised on Long Island. So let's see. U.S. She was U.S. Secretary of Labor also under Bush. So you want to see how she made her money? Let's see, between Bush administration. So let's see. Um, because I remember reading somewhere that she was she. Let's see, she went to Harvard. So she's been in government herself for quite a while, since the first Bush administration. Um, there you go. But how long have they been married? Does it say here? Just out of curiosity. Sorry, I like to see this stuff. Controversies. I'm just curious. Um, 2018 political analysis found that Cho had more than 890 hours of appointments, which were labeled as private during working hours on working days in the first 14 months of her tenure as Secretary of Transportation. Of course, is during Trump. So, conflicts of interest with exclusive business. James, a second. Chow appeared in at least a dozen interviews with her father, James, a shipping magnate with extensive business interest in China. Yeah, it's funny how they only, let's see. So, you want to see how they make their money, George? That's how they make their money. That's how they make their money. She's on the board of Kroger. I just read that now. Um, does it say when they got married? I'm just out of curiosity. Let's see. Because of Southern Baptist, he married his first wife to nine and three daughters following her divorce from McConnell. Da, da, da. His second wife, who he married in 1993. Okay, is Elaine Childs, Secretary of Labor under George W. Bush. Okay, so there you go. So they've been married quite a while too. So, but that's what happens. Let's say um, the net worth of these people are staggering. They could put a dent in the deficit. Well, that's how they do it. Look, listen. Once they get in office, uh, how do they get lobbied? Sometimes straight money for their campaigns. They'll hire their relatives, and sometimes they're slick about it. Sometimes it won't be a direct relative. It'll be a let's say a cousin or something like that, where it doesn't show as easy. Maybe give uh, a wife, a spouse, a child, some cushy job, like a no-show job, like Hunter got in at Burisma. That's how they make their money. I mean, like Biden with his brothers and his sons. Uh, his son that passed away, Bo. They used to get money from the credit card companies because all of them are incorporated in Delaware. So all these corporations and stuff, they would see their, law firm. Oh, I'm going to hire the Biden law firm because they're great. Or when I say that, it's like, let's say for example, um, a big law firm. What's one I know? Let's look up. I just like to be a little, um, just because I like to largest law firms. List of largest United States-based law firms by profit. List of by revenue. Okay, let's go by that. Let's see. So there we go. Let's say this first one. Let's say Kirkland and Ellis. Let's see where they're is. Does it say here? Sometimes he'll say here where they're based out of. So let's just click on it. They're based out of Let's see, Kirkland and others, then Chicago. Okay. Let's see if there's one. I just wanted to show maybe there was one in DC. Let's see. This is Los Angeles. It doesn't say, because sometimes right now you see Chicago. This one's in New York. This one's in London. Uh, Chicago. Anyways, you can look at most of these law firms. I guarantee you, all these, let's say here in the top 10, okay? I guarantee you they all have a DC office. Let's see. Let's look at one here. Let's see if it'll say offices, just out of curiosity. Let's see. Notable clients, notable attorneys. See, look at here. I just clicked on the first one, which was Kirkland and Ellis. Look at all these notable clients and cases. Um, and it was Jeffrey Epstein, notable attorneys and alumni, William Barr, John Bolton. Um, let's see, Jeffrey Clark. Look at all these names and the positions that they've had. Alexander Acosta. Um, so you could go through these. Oh, look at this, Brett Kavanaugh. So you could look through these law firms and you could see, because a lot, since most people look at that Ken Starr, um, but it didn't show. I wanted to show how basically um, it doesn't say here where would there. Sometimes if you click on their website, I just want to do it to prove a point. I just want to see if I'm right or wrong. But you can see the notable people they have. Let's see. Locations. Let's see. Jump to an office. Austin. Washington, D.C. Let's see. Let's do this one here. Let's do the next one. Let's see if this one even says, because sometimes they'll say it here. Uh their largest office is New York City. Oh, they even have a Moscow office. Look at that. I'm gonna have to go back. But I just want to show it as a point. Jessica Hornick. Do you think Jim Jordan has a chance of being Speaker of the House? um The only way Jim Jordan becomes Speaker of the House is if Mike McCarthy steps aside. Chance of that happening, slim. I'm going to say there's none. This is a slim chance. Um, like I said, I've already heard that he's putting out feelers to Democrats to do a consensus candidate. No, come on. Let's see. I wanted to put him. Okay, let's see. No. Global citizenship. Gotta love it. About offices. Here we go. So I'm just, like I said, I just pulled up the first two. So let's see. Washington, D.C. I know number 3 on the list. And look, even their founder was served as commissioner of the IRS under Dwight Eisenhower. So I know they have a DC office. I'm not sure. I know they do. I know they do, and I know they do. I know Morgan Lewis does. Some of these other ones, I don't know the names. I know Jones Day for a fact has it. Ropes and Gray does also. So most of these, if you want to see, I guarantee you. Let's put a 99% of the names on this. Let's say 95% of these 100. So let's say 95 of the 100 pretty much probably have a New York, have a probably a DC office. Um, and so, to, to a roundabout way of going to um, George's answer, a question about the net worth of these people are staggering, and how it happens. That's how it happens. A lot of them are lawyers. They make their connections. They get out of. Sometimes let's say right now is Mitch McConnell. He has a law degree. So let's say he retires. Right, right. He does have a law degree. I just don't want to make it. Um, he has a BA in political science. Um, from the so Kentucky College of Law. So yes, so he's a lawyer. So if McConnell decided to retire tomorrow, he'd get a nice cushy job at a law firm as a partner, or sometimes what they call of counsel is just people they bring in to help with cases. Um, but yeah, I mean, I would. I never liked, like I said, that's why when people go, you're Republican. I'm not a Republican. This is why, I register as a Republican so I could vote in the primary. But at the end of the day, this is why I don't like the Republicans. Democrats fall in line. As you can see, in every vote, they all voted for um, Hakeem Jeffries. And people make it seem, oh my God, look at the horrible. The Republicans are divided. The Democrats are united. And that's that's a scary thing, that there's 200 Democrats and they all voted for the same person, even though they know that that person can't win. You think they go, okay, well, let's screw it. Let's just nominate AOC. Let someone nominate AOC just because. Because it doesn't matter. They're not going to win it. But no, there's no, you can't, when you're in the cult, you can't deviate. And that's what, I laugh when people say, you Trump supporters are in a cult. Well, Trump wants McConnell. I mean, McCarthy. And I told Trump, nah, I give you the middle finger. And I will gladly uh, give my vote to um, DeSantis come the primary. I mean, Trump's going to have to convince me why I need to vote for him. Right now, my leader is DeSantis, unless Rand Paul runs again. But yeah, I don't really have much to say. I know it's been a crazy. I know it's been a crazy. It's this crazy part of the year where the holidays just ended, and there's um, now that this new Congress is going to come in, and we got to see where we're going. But I agree with, like, what's his name? Oh, I'm just forgetting. I was listening. Who's the guy I was just listening to? I was listening to Glenn Beck interviewing. Um, Sorry, I'm going on my phone right now, just so I could see who I was. Chip Roy. There you go, from Texas. That's what he was talking about. Um, okay. Sorry about that. I just got thrown off my what I was talking about. Crap. Oh yeah, Chip Roy. That's what I was talking about. Sorry, I got a message and I had to look at it. So Chip Roy was talking about that that the Republicans were elected to hold, to help the country out, to also held to hold meetings, to hold account to what's going on. and not to go with the status quo. And that's the whole thing. Uh, Republicans weren't put in to burn the system or to burn it down. They want to change the stuff. They want to make sure some of these committees will have some teeth. So, like that, um, they could push back against what some of the stuff that Biden's doing, like the stuff with Ukraine, the stuff with the border. Um, these are things that are important to Americans. Same thing like pushing back on like the trans issue, with trans kids issue, and I mean that's why I like Ron DeSantis. I like how he's doing it in Florida. Uh, Thank you, Jessica. Thank you. Glad to see you back. Glad to see George back. I wish I could see who who else is on, but unless you comment, I can't see. Unless you comment, I really, since I'm not streaming directly on YouTube and Rumble, I'm using a StreamYard. I can't see unless you comment. I can't see who you. Um, which reminds me, let me just check if anyone. Uh, I always forget to check my Rumble to see if anyone's commented because I cannot see it on. Okay, no. Oh, nice. It's not delayed. Nope. Nobody commented on. So I'm trying to get on some guests. I have I have I ha- I have one person that I know is a yes. I just gotta get the date right for when I'm gonna get to have them on. I'm having a member of Trans Against Groomers. I've had I've had both a gay man and lesbian from Gays Against Groomers on my show, and I'm trying to get a, a trans person, one that's a trans female and a trans male, and I'm trying to get that uh, get that up and running sometime this month, and we'll see. I'm trying to transition the show to Monday. Like I said, my wife has off. Is gonna have off on Monday, which makes it easier because I have someone to watch my kids. Right now, um, my kids are being watched by my camera, and that's why I had my phone on my desk so I could keep an eye on them. Because for Christmas, I bought myself a camera so I could watch them. Because right now it's early, and they're usually right now is about the time I'm getting them ready to bed. But I figured let me do the show early. So just letting you know the logistics of what's going on. So I'm gonna try to get these guests on, and I'll see whether they're if it makes it easier to get them on either a Wednesday or a Monday. It'll just depend on what's easier for the guest, and I will promote it as such. I'll if you don't follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Those are the ones I use the most for the show. Those are the ones that go on the most. Um, but I'm also on Truth. I'm also on Gab. Uh, you name the social media site, I'm probably on it. So if you follow me on those, but mainly, like I said, Twitter, Instagram. I do Instagram lives every now and then. Um, and I'm going to try to do them a little more because I have some new equipment, so I'm going to be able to put my logo behind me on Instagram because I'm going to be able to project it easier. And I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, I got to get my kids ready for bed. And I thank you guys for coming on. Thank you, George. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you for commenting. And like I said, follow me on Instagram, or if not, like you got my alerts to that I was going to come on. But it's either going to, like I said, just follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, those two, um, or if I'll try to put an alert on YouTube. so like that you could see ahead of time that I'm gonna come on. So either gonna be Monday or Tuesday, Monday or Wednesday next week. Um, and I know it's gonna be toward the end of the month that I'm gonna have um one of the trans against groomers people on. All right. So hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And oh, that sucks, George. I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't know if you use Twitter now that Elon owns Twitter. It's a better place for right leaning people. So if you haven't, if you don't go on there, um, I'd say you could. Uh, It'd be a good way, but yeah, you may want to also check your notifications. Make sure the bell is still on, because sometimes YouTube does that nonsense. It's still owned by Google. So, all right. So, have a good evening, everyone, and hope to uh, get the next week's show out to you soon.